What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here today on NBA 2K24, here for another 10-year rebuild. As today we're going to be doing, I think, one of the best young cores, in my personal opinion, in the NBA, the Houston Rockets. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. Especially drop a like if you enjoy 10-year rebuilds, and subscribe if you're trying to help me reach that 50K goal as soon as possible. We're on the road to it at this moment. But as I told y'all, we're doing the Houston Rockets today. As I said, in the Hoops Crush podcast, we ranked our top 10 young cores in the NBA, and I listed Rockets number 1. I think the Rockets have the best young core in the NBA, in my personal opinion. You may agree or disagree with that, but I really like their young core. If you're considering guys under 24 and younger. If you maybe like 25 and younger, then there's definitely some maybe other teams you could put in there. But 24 and younger, I think the Rockets have probably the best young core in the NBA, in my opinion. But they do have some veterans in front of their young core. That's the only problem that I somewhat don't like, but I also get it at the same time. But Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green, Jock Lando are some of the guys they brought in this offseason. If we look at the rotation on what this is going to look like going to year number 1 without us doing anything, it's Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari, Şengün, Tari Eason, Amin Thompson, Reggie Bullock, and Jae'Sean Tate. So we're going to go ahead, start simulating year number 1. I think we're going to move Cameron Whitmore down to the G League, because if he's not going to play minutes this season, we might as well go ahead and try to upgrade him, of course, as soon as we can. So we'll go ahead and move him down to the G League. That way he gets some minutes there. But other than that, I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. I'm curious to see how we do under Ime Udoka. 10 years, though. We got 10 years in front of us. Let's go ahead and see how year number 1 goes without us doing anything. In the offseason, we'll probably, start to maybe trade away some of these vets. If that way we can get, minutes for our younger players. But you guys already know today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. Basically, it's you against projection. You just go over or under on the stat that it gives you. They have all kinds of sports, so it's not literally just basketball. There's also, NHL, soccer. So if you're into other sports, you could also use those. But they got all kinds of stats here. 3-pointers made, block, shots, steals, rebounds, assists, combination. Like, there's a lot that you can do here. Now, yesterday, if you tailed me, I gave you guys 2 entries so far in the season. And now I did this one on my own and it worked out, but Chet did not come through yesterday. Cade Cunningham went absolutely berserk, so I felt really good about the number being so low. I felt so confident that Chet would do the same thing, but I was totally wrong. And then LeBron James on opening night did not come through either. But I do have 2 more pick, or I actually have 1 more pick for you here. There's a couple things that I like, but one thing that I didn't really take advantage of yesterday is Prize Picks right now is doing 7 days of discounts. So if you want to sign up for Prize Picks, use code Crushables. Link is down in the description below. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. So there is going to be a discount today on someone. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but yesterday they had a Victor Wembanyama discount. So I should have taken advantage of that and should have basically used him and and Cade Cunningham, and I would have won my entry, but unfortunately I didn't take advantage of the discount. So today I'm going to take advantage of whatever discount they give us today, because they're doing 7 days of discounts, like I said. But one thing I really like here is I like AD's 22.5. I think he's going up against Yusuf Nurkic, and as a Blazers fan, AD would always kill Yusuf Nurkic. No surprise there. And I feel like he's looking for a bounce back game after that second half was so abysmal. So I really like AD's 22.5 points. If you want to go ahead and take that over on that, I like that idea. And then another one I don't mind is, either Brook Lopez or Chris Middleton's 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think Chris Middleton could obviously just score 20 points, and all he needs is a couple rebounds and maybe an assist, and he hits that. Although there is a problem, he could be on a minutes restriction, so definitely be aware of that. And then Brook Lopez, of course, could, fill out the box score as well. So I kind of like those as well. But I'm not going to enter it just yet. I'm going to wait for the discount to pop up today. I recommend you do the same, whoever it is. But that will be it for the Prize Picks promo here. So if you guys want to sign up for Prize Picks, like I said, links in the description. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. So at the end of year 1, we do not make the playoffs. We do not make the play-in or anything like that. In fact, we finished up at 36-46, which isn't terrible as a team that obviously is, looking to make the playoffs, but maybe they're not quite there yet. But this was your leading stat line. You had 20 points from Jalen Green, 14 from Fred VanVleet, 14 from Şengün, 13 from Amin Thompson, 10.5 Jabari, 10.5 from Brooks, and 10 from Tari Eason. So let's go ahead, simulate the playoffs here, and let's see who goes on to win the championship in year number 1. You got the Lakers, Pelicans, Bucks in the NBA Finals, interestingly enough, as the Pelicans go on to beat the Bucks in 4 games. All right, let's get into the offseason. So I don't think we're going to have any retirements here. Obviously, we're still a very, very old team. Or not very, very old. We're still a young team with some veterans. But nobody that's like too old that they would retire. Maybe Jeff Green could, but I don't know if he did or not. We were projected pick number 4 from the Nets, and we're also projected pick number 6 from the Rockets. And our pick is projected number 9. So Houston's pick, I know for a fact, is top 4 protected. So we may not get that. I think Washington's pick is protected. Now this Brooklyn pick, I believe, is unprotected. So we could walk away with a top pick in this draft. We end up with pick number 7 from the Nets. And the Thunder, wow, our pick jumped up to the top 4. As I said, that pick is actually top 4 protected. I'll double check, but I'm pretty confident that pick is top 4 protected. So we are going to get that pick from the Thunder. We get to keep it, which is actually really nice. But we also get, so we have 4 and 7 in this draft. So we get to add even more young players to this core, or we could make a big trade if we wanted to. If we felt the need to maybe go after something right now, not worry about bringing in another couple young players, we have enough. That definitely is something I'm going to consider, but let me double check. Pretty sure that pick was top 4 protected, but I will, double check on that. Don't think we're going to make a big trade just yet, but in fact, that pick was top 4 protected like I thought. So we get to walk away with a top 4 pick in this draft, and to me, it's going to be a no-brainer. We're going to go ahead and take Alex Sarr with this selection. You also could take Ron Holland, but I'm going to take Alex Sarr with number 4. Bring him to the Houston Rockets. It's another big man alongside Şengün that we really like. We can also bring in Justin Edwards. We got Montez Buzelis, Tyrese Proctor. So we are also going to take Montez Buzelis here with number 7. So yeah, feeling very good about how that draft went. Feeling very ecstatic about it. We got in 2 young players who could fit into this rotation, which is nice. So young core gets even better. It literally does. Player options, we got Jabari, Tari Eason, will accept both of those. Jayshawn Tate, I'm cool with declining that. I think we need to free up minutes for Whitmore anyway. So we're going to decline all of those. And then free agency, let's see what we got going on here. So for free agency, Jayshawn Tate is our only big free agent. We don't have cap space to do anything crazy. Obviously, spent all of it on Fred VanVleet. We have Jalen Green, Amon Thompson. We have Dylan Brooks, Montez Buzelis now. We have Tari Eason, Jabari, and then we have Şengün, Alex Sarr, Jock Landale. So yeah, front core is pretty settled right now at the moment. Now, I want to go ahead and move Amon Thompson to backup point guard. I want him to back up Fred VanVleet. I wouldn't mind if obviously he played some 2 or some 3 also, because he's 6'7", he could definitely play all of it. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave him at point guard, shooting guard combination. So he's going to eventually take over that role of Fred VanVleet, but I think we'll keep Fred VanVleet for now. As far as Dylan Brooks is concerned, I think it'd be really hard to trade him away, but I guess it kind of depends on what season he has. So not terrible, but we'll see if we can maybe move on from him in the future. On that, I don't know if I'll do anything else. I kind of like the roster that we have currently. I think obviously we've brought in a 2. Although I will say, it feels like we have guys who could play, but I'll sign a backup shooting guard just in case. So we can get D'Anthony Melton, we get Malik Beasley. I don't want to spend too much money on a backup too. Josh Christopher, someone who used to play in Houston, obviously didn't stay. Frank Jackson, Romeo Langford. Give me Romeo Langford on a 1-year deal. He's not going to be a significant piece of the puzzle, but maybe he could play, at spot times if we need him. So I'll put Romeo Langford on this team, and that will be our big addition. Obviously, I'm expecting a lot of player progression here, so let's just look at that, see what that looks like. So as far as progression is concerned, we got Jalen Green up to an 89, 84, 84, 80. Fred VanVleet's going down. He is a 1-year deal, and he will have an expiring contract next offseason. Amon Thompson, Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks even went up, and then Cameron Whitmore is up 77. Jock Landale. So yeah, it's all looking really good. Romeo Langford even went up 2 overall. So right now, young core is looking good. It is exactly what we wanted. We haven't done anything too crazy just yet. We just literally added to the young core, which we're excited about. Now, I don't know if every single young player we have is going to stay for the foreseeable future. Obviously, it's going to be really hard to pay everybody. But, in the future, we could consolidate to some really good guard that's around the league somewhere, maybe. Or whatever it may be. Consolidate to whatever it may be. So, rotationally, though, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green. So, it'll still be Brooks and Fred VanVleet starting for now. But Jabari, Şengün, Amon Thompson, Tari Eason, Montez Buzelis, Alex Sarr, Cameron Whitmore. So, I'm feeling really good about all these guys getting minutes. All of our young guys are getting minutes alongside VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Don't think we'll do anything in year number 2 here either. I kind of wanted to see if we take a play-in jump or something like that, because I definitely could see that happening. One thing that's really cool to see is that Amon Thompson gets 6th man of the year on this team. Obviously, the starting point guard spot is awaiting him eventually, but I love to see that. And we are the 6th in the West. We actually made the playoffs. We avoid the play-in entirely. We're back in the mix here. So 26 points from Jalen Green, a huge jump from him. So obviously, in this offseason, he will be a must re-sign. We're going to have to re-sign him, which he'll be a free agent. Amon Thompson, 15. Jabari with 13. And then Şengün with 12. And then Fred VanVleet with 11.5. Now, part of me, I think his 3rd year is a team option. Part of me would just decline it. And then there's another part of me that I feel like we could go ahead and, accept that and then make a big trade if we wanted to. But we'll see. We'll kind of just figure it out. We'll see what we're going to do. But let's focus on these playoffs first as we get the Portland Trailblazers in round 1. We have Scoot, Sharp, Thibault, Robert Williams, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Simons, Malcolm Brogdon, Trevor Grant. So it's still a very good team in Portland here. Somebody current round against them, and we are going to push them to 6. Do we push them to 7? No, we get eliminated in 6 games. So still a very exciting point at this point in the video as a young team. Evan Mobley, and then you got the Nuggets as well. Cavaliers beat the Nuggets in 5 games. Okay, on to player retirements. Got LeBron James retiring a Laker, Chris Paul retiring a Warrior. That seems right to me. Let's go to draft lottery. I don't think we have another lottery pick from anybody here, but okay, never mind. Wait a second. We have projected pick number 1 and pick number 4 via the Nets. I think this might be a pick swap this year. Let me just see what happens. So we are going to end up with pick number 5 via the Wizards. I have a feeling that pick does not actually belong to us. It's probably still protected in some ways, which actually pretty sure it is, to be honest with you. So pick number 5 is going to have to be traded back to the Wizards. And then that Rockets pick, or that Nets pick, is 7. And I'm assuming they get ours. Yeah, so it was a pick swap. So we have 7, they have 18. But pretty darn sure that Rockets pick is still, or that Washington pick is still protected at this point. So probably have to figure out what I need to do there to send that pick back. So yeah, just another, a couple of picks we got to take care of, because 2K doesn't always have the 100% protections, locked up for years like they are in real life. So I'm going to go ahead, double check that again. We got to try to keep this as authentic as we can. I'll see you guys on draft night with pick number 7 at the very least. Yes, that Wizards pick is top 10 protected in 2025 and then turns to top 8 protected next year. So we get to add another young player to this team at pick number 7. So let's go ahead and see who we can get with this Nets pick. So at number 7, we have Ace Bailey on the board. We have Trey Johnson. We have, I think we take, we have forwards as it is. We have guard. Actually, I feel like guards is what we could use the most at this point, even though that's kind of weird to say. But obviously, we sound like Romeo Langford to be that backup too. But instead, we got to have Trey Johnson now. So we pretty much gonna have a full rotation of just young players. Like, that's how it's gonna be. I don't want to add second round picks because they're really never gonna touch the floor. But if they're like good second round picks, maybe we sign them. I'll sign Cam Scott. So we'll sign Trey Johnson, Cam Scott. Player options. So what do we do with Fred VanVleet? Do we accept it or do we decline it? Honestly, part of me, I think we should just decline it. Now, obviously, we could accept it, go make a big trade, but we already know how much money we're going to have to pay to these young guys eventually. So I don't think it makes any sense to try to trade for like another person in the league right now. I think our young core can get it done on its own. So I'm actually okay with just declining Fred VanVleet. Losing him for nothing, I can live with that, because I feel like we need to, apply money to these other young guys. They're going to eventually, like, Jabari's going to need to be paid next year. So, like, it's going to get tougher and tougher to pay everybody. But Jalen Green, like, Şengün's a free agent as well. So, I think declining $40 million makes a ton of sense here. So, we are going to go ahead, and of course, no brainer here, re-sign Jalen Green. And we're also going to re-sign Alperen Şengün as well. We could maybe move on from Şengün and go for somebody different if we thought that was the way to go about things. Like Evan Mobley. I think in the last video, I saw him get, signed by another team, which is something I never expected to see. So, if I can get Evan Mobley, I would love that, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, we're going to sign Jalen Green. Of course, we're going to renounce for Evan VanVleet. No problems there. So, Jalen Green is going to be locked up to an extension. Şengün is getting an offer from the Pacers worth 4 years. I think it makes sense to go in and match that. Let's not decline it and gamble on something else we can get free agency. Evan VanVleet's only asked for $21 million now, but we need to apply that money elsewhere. But rotationally, we now have, Amin Thompson, who is going to be the starting point guard now. Jalen Green, Trey Johnson. We have Dylan Brooks, who is somebody I still want to trade away eventually. And then Montez Buzelis, Kevin Whitmore, Jabari, Tari Eason, Şengün, Alex Sarr. So, yeah, not really doing too much as far as making, like, big veteran trades yet. But we've just been kind of adding through the draft because the draft picks have been there for us. But let's go to player progression again. Let's see what this is about to look like. So player progression, we had 91 Jalen Green, 86 Jabari, 85 Şengün, 84 Amin Thompson, obviously starting point guard now. Really cool to see him go up that much. Tari Eason 82, Whitmore 80, 80, 80. So yeah, all really exciting to see. Dylan Brooks next offseason, we're 100% going to go ahead and dump him when he's an expiring contract. Maybe we could use his salary for something because I'm pretty sure his contract doesn't have an option on it. Maybe it does. I'm not 100% sure, but we could probably make a consolidation trade in the next offseason. We have plenty of time. No need to rush. Got into the playoffs last year, so I feel like we could go ahead and do that again this year, and then maybe even make it to the second round this year. That'd be really cool. So, Amin Thompson starting point guard this year. No Fred VanVleet in his way. Proficiency is going to be a 4.5 balance. We're already off to a really solid start there. So, Amin Thompson, Jalen Green, Kevin Whitmore, Jabari, Şengün, Tari Eason, Montez Buzelis, Alex Sarr, and Dylan Brooks and Trey Johnson. So, all looking really good to me. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So not really sure what happened this season. No, if we missed like Fred VanVleet's presence or something, but we went from, a 6 seed last year to a 9th seed, which really is disappointing. Maybe we can still get in the playoffs though. But all around, I think we finished under 500 at 38 and 44. So pretty disappointing there. And we are going to beat the Mavericks. We beat the Timberwolves as well. We do. So we're into the playoffs. So although we were a play-in team, we still make it into the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down to a 9-man rotation in the playoffs. Unless we can find a way to upset the Memphis Grizzlies, I wouldn't rule it out because obviously we were a pretty good young roster still at this point. They're starting Kenneth Lofton at the center position, which is pretty unfortunate with no Steven Adams anymore. So let's see if we can upset the Grizzlies. I'm not ruling it out. Maybe. We are going to push them to 7 when we lose. So round 1 appearance, still lose, but this offseason, a lot of things could change for us because I think there is a lot of ways to make this team even better. So the Pelicans go on to beat the Celtics in 6 games. Retirements, Russell Westbrook retiring a Clipper. Let's go straight to the lottery. So draft lottery time. We have another lottery pick from somebody, and it's the Nets. So the Nets are just giving us lottery picks after lottery picks. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm done adding young players to this roster. So if this jumps up to like 1, which it doesn't, I was about to say, we have the number 1 pick we can trade away. But number 12 is what we have. So I think we try to make a big trade this offseason. We're using Dylan Brooks' salary, maybe Şengün's salary, whatever we need to do. We're going to try to consolidate things here because it's going to start getting expensive here. And, you know, we're not going to be able to pay everybody. But we can go ahead and maybe try to make like a consolidation trade. And I'm not really sure where it comes from just yet. But we're going to scan around the league. We're going to see who becomes available to us, who is in front of us. Like Victor Wembanyama right now is not, you know, untouchable. Obviously, I would love to get Vic, but I like to try to be somewhat realistic here. So I just don't know how possible that would be on his rookie contract. I don't see him being like someone that would ask out like that. And I don't know why the Spurs would just trade him. So yeah, we're going to have to scan around the league for other options, but I'm going to get something here, hopefully. I don't think the Celtics are going to say yes to this, but this is someone I definitely would consider and bring him in. Now, he does make a lot of money, but we could reunite him with Ime Udoka. The problem is the Celtics are contending, so usually you can't get them to like budge, but I'll offer this any. We got Jaylen Brown. That might have been an overpay, but Jaylen Brown is going to be the consolidation trade I was looking for. So we don't have to pay Dylan Brooks. We don't have to pay Trey Johnson in the future, but we have Jaylen Brown now. So Jaylen Brown is going to be our brand new starting small forward. I did not expect the Celtics to accept that immediately, but we got him. So Jaylen Brown, brand new small forward. You could argue we didn't really need a small forward, but if I was going to make a big trade, I wanted it to be somebody I know we can count on. 24 points per game, really good player in the simulation. So feel really good about that. Now, obviously, lose Şengün, but we have Alex Sarr, who I think could be the starting center this year, which I'm okay with. 4.6 rebounds. Obviously, doesn't show anything too crazy just yet, but I'm okay with it. So let's get straight into the draft. Actually, the draft isn't going to matter anymore because we just traded for Jaylen Brown. So I was considering either Jaylen Brown or also like Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis I feel like was a little too old, which is why I did not go that direction. But Amin Thompson, Alex Sarr, Montez, Cameron Whitmore, Cam Scott will accept all those. Qualifying offers, Jabari, Tari Eason, 2 guys. Obviously, I'm interested in bringing back. This roster is going to be very expensive. It's where we're at this point. So I'm going to sign Jabari to his contract. And then Tari Eason, I do want to re-sign him as well, but we're going to try to maybe, give him a little bit of a cheaper contract. So Tari Eason extended, Jabari extended, which is great. So bring both those guys back. And then we definitely need another center in the building. So like Gafford, who I think could be fine. We'll give him like a 4-year deal. 27 years old. He could be our backup 5. And I'm kind of relying on Alex Sarr to develop with that Şengün trade. So hopefully he does. But new rotation is going to be Amin Thompson, Jalen Green. We do have like Cam Scott, who's not ready to play backup guard minutes. But we have like Buzelis, Cameron Whitmore, Tari Eason. Like we're going to get guys minutes. I mean, maybe we should sign another guard just in case. I'll sign like Javon Carter, I guess, just to be on the safe side if we need a backup guard. So yeah. We'll see how that goes. But Ime Udoka reunited with Jaylen Brown for the rest of his contract, and then we'll see what we want to do after that. But I wanted to make a trade, and we did. Was it the best option? Maybe not, but Jaylen Brown is someone I haven't gotten in a while because he got extended in Boston. But Alex Sarr up to an 84 is a really good sign, which is why I thought maybe moving on Şengün wasn't the worst idea in the world. Montez Buzelis, 83, 82, and then 76 Javon Carter, and then like Cam Scott is up as well. So that's all really exciting. We're only going to be able to run a 9-man rotation going into next season, but I think this team should be able to step up and potentially be a contender in the West. That's what we're looking to do after we just traded for a guy like Jaylen Brown. That's where we're at this point. We're not looking to be a play-in / cute playoff team anymore. We want to be a contender after what we just went for, right? So hopefully that ends up working out. We're going to load this draft class really quick, and then we can get straight into next season and see what we're about to look like. So rotationally, it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to go. So rotationally, we have power ranking is going to let us a 2nd overall, 5-star proficiency. So we are a 5-star proficiency team, which is great to see. So rotationally, we go 9-man rotation. It's Amin Thompson, Jalen Green, Jaylen Brown. So the Jalen's together, which is great. Jabari, Alex Sarr, Montez Buzelis, Cameron Whitmore, Tari Easton, and Daniel Gafford. Still a really, really solid rotation. So we're kind of locked into this team. Hopefully things go well. Hopefully the Jaylen Brown addition was well worth it. I'll see you guys at the end, I believe, of year number 4 or 5. I can't remember. Amin Thompson winning most improved player is exactly what you want to see as well. So this man has gotten 2 awards so far with 22 points, 11 assists as that starting point guard, which is awesome. Does he make an all defensive team as well? Because I know he's capable of that, and he does. So that's really cool to see. So Amin Thompson also on an all defensive team. But we ended up getting that first seed in the West. This is what we wanted. We wanted to be a team that was no longer taken like, okay, that's, you know, kind of a cute team in the playoffs. Now we're a contender. We're a top team in the West, which is what we wanted. Jaylen Brown averages 23, 22 and 11 from Amin Thompson, 25 from Jalen Green. Really exciting stuff. 13 from Buzelis, 12 from Jabari, 11 from Cameron Whitmore, 8.5 from Tari Easton. So we get the Thunder in round 1, who have Shea, VJ Edgecombe, Ace Bailey, Jalen Williams, Chet. So they no longer have Josh Giddey, it looks like. So that should be an interesting series to say the least. Somebody currently around against the Thunder, and they're going to win game 1. They're giving us some problems here. We might lose to an AFC in round 1, which isn't ideal because of what we gave up to get Jaylen Brown. But it's not looking good for us, ladies and gentlemen. We might be going down here, which really, really sucks unless we take it at the end. And we do. Wow, we got really lucky there. I did not think we were going to win that game 6, but we did. So all we got to do is escape game 7, and we're into the second round. Obviously, the Thunder are a team that you don't love to run into 2K. So I'm not really surprised that they're giving us problems, but we are blowing them out in this game 7, which is ideal. So we do beat them. If we could beat the Thunder, triple-double from Amin Thompson that game, we should be solid. Although the Pelicans, of course, in their own right are really good. They've added Mikal Bridges to the squad. Now, they did lose CJ, or is he probably just down and overall at this point? No, they have Jeremy Sohan, though, interesting enough. So Juan Nunez and Mikal Bridges, really solid team still in New Orleans. Very funky team. Somebody current round, and we're down 3-1. So we're going to lose the Pelicans in round 2. Sucks. It really sucks. I mean, I'm wondering if the Pelicans are able to keep, like, is Mikal someone they signed to a 1-year deal? They did. Okay, so he's probably not going to stay. Someone is someone who's on a minimum. So, like, I don't expect this to repeat next year. Hawkins, you know, got out there. It looks like he got the starting point guard spot. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see that team being like that next year. So just kind of an unfortunate year. I think we have plenty of time. The Lakers go on to win the championship. DeAndre Russell, of all people, is your finals MVP. Harden is retiring a 76er. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Let's go to the lottery, though. I think we don't have a lottery pick this time. Boston ends up with the 8th pick. So the Nets have just been so bad in this video. They've been really bad. They also have our pick at 28. So it was a pick swap. We gave that right up to the Celtics for Jaylen Brown. But it's all good. I'm not looking to add more young players to the team anyway. But we're going to keep Ime Udoka around. Although we could get Steve Kerr, which is interesting. But I'm going to go ahead and get Ime Udoka back. The reason why I brought in Jaylen Brown was to reunite him with Ime Udoka. We're going to keep that, you know, continuity together. Let's go straight to player options. And obviously, we're going to have to spend more money on some young guys. Hopefully, you know, Sar, Buzelis. Team options, we don't have to pay them just yet. Qualifying offers, Cameron Scott, Amin Thompson. I'm not looking forward to paying Amin Thompson and Cameron Whitmore. I'm hoping Cameron Whitmore is going to ask for too much money. If he is, we may have a problem. So, 28 million. Oh, that's tough. I don't know if I can be able to. I don't know if I can pay Cameron Whitmore that. Amin Thompson, on the other hand, definitely deserves that much money. But yeah, we're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to pay Cameron Whitmore that much money. I don't think we're going to be able to pay him that much money. We're going to have to wait for him to come back on his qualifying offer because obviously the roster is already expensive. And then Alex Sarr and Montez Buzelis are going to have to be paid next offseason. Already running into some problems here. So Jaylen Brown, probably next offseason, we're going to probably have to trade him away. I got him to try to win this championship in this 3-year window that we had with his contract. And we did not win in year 1, which sucks. We ran into the Pelicans. But I do want Cameron Whitmore still. I want Cameron Whitmore and Cam Scott back. Like, that's definitely still something I want. But we probably have to get them back on their qualifying offers. It's going to be really hard to pay what Cameron Whitmore's asking for right now. I don't know how much he'll ask for on day 12. Maybe we can talk about something. But day 12, Cameron Whitmore, what has he even been doing so far in this video? 11 points per game. Okay. He's still asking for 19 million. That's going to be tough to get to. But I also want to have him locked up. It's someone I don't want to lose. So I'll offer it to him. Cameron Whitmore will be able to get back Cam Scott. Okay. Player progression. We have 87 Alex Sarr. Gonna want an absolute bag next offseason for sure. Jabari 87. I mean, Jabari to this point hasn't been like, I guess he shot 40% from 3, 12 points. So if there's anybody that maybe we could look to trade, to be a Jabari if we needed that money. Montez Buzelis is up to an 86 overall and kind of doing similar things to what Jabari is doing. So it's gonna be hard to pay both of them. Cameron Scott's up to a 77, but we're going into next year looking to win a championship. I think our team is gonna have to change a lot next year. So we need to do something. We need to win a championship next year because this is probably the best our team is going to be. Next offseason, we're going to have to make consolidation moves. We're going to have to lose somebody. It's just the reality of the situation. Like, we just have too many guys that deserve bags, and we just can't do it. That's the beauty of young teams in the NBA, like the Rockets. They have too many young guys that 2K is going to automatically want, they're going to generate wanting bags, which is just not going to work. So Pyrick is going to last that first overall. Proficiency still stays at a 5-star proficiency. Rotationally, Amin Thompson, Jalen Green, Jalen Brown, Jabari, Alex Sarr, Montez Buzelis, Kevin Whitmore, Tari Eason, Daniel Gafford. This team is going to get worse, so we need to take advantage while this team is really good now, and hopefully we can go win a championship this season. So at the end of the season, we finish up as a second seed in the West. As you can tell, the Thunder were really good. So yeah, the Thunder are going to be a problem. The Pelicans were the other team that I had a problem with, and they made the plan. So hopefully they don't even get in. I'm assuming they lost all those guys that they had that they shouldn't have. So that really sucks we ran into them, because I think they didn't have that roster. I think we could have won a championship last year, but now I have to deal with the Thunder again. Not looking forward to it, but 24.5, 22, and then 20, or 21, I should say, 16, 14, and 11. So we get the Grizzlies in round 1. The Grizzlies, of course, John Morant, Desmond Bane, Trent Flowers, Trey Murphy, Zach Collins, Trae Young off the bench. What are we doing here, man? Why is Trae Young a 6-man on the Grizzlies? Like, what sense does that even make? Like, how are they even affording that? I don't know. Whatever. Smart. That is, I don't even know how they afford all that, but whatever. You got Spurs and Thunder. We get to play the Grizzlies, who have Trae Young off the bench, but hopefully we still beat them. And we sweep them. We still take care of them, thankfully. I thought we were going to lose. But Mavericks, on the other hand, still have Luka. They have Abaj. They have Corey Kispert, Martin, Jalen Duren, Jordan Poole. Pretty solid team in Dallas. It's not a bad team at all. So we'll kind of see how it goes here. Minnesota and Oklahoma City on the other side. Somebody come around. And we're going to sweep the Mavericks as well. So we take care of business. And the Timberwolves took care of the Thunder for us. Wow. I wonder what the Thunder looked like. VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, I was scared to play them, to be honest with you. But the Timberwolves, on the other hand, they still have Anthony Edwards, obviously. They have Kat, they have Pokuševski. I feel like we're better than this team, but I mean, they just beat the Thunder, so really can't count on anything there. We're gonna sweep them, so we have not lost a game in the playoffs just yet. And now we get the Cavaliers. So they have Donovan Mitchell, have Isaiah Stewart as well. Schroeder, PJ Washington, Amani Bates. Really solid team in Cleveland. Not a bad team at all. Game 1, 1-0. I'm trying to get this championship while we can. 2-0. Come on, baby. Let's keep this up. 3-1. All right. Huge game 5 in Houston. Let's take care of business. We got to win right now because this roster is going to get worse in the offseason. Please win this game 5. Crawl back into it, and we are going to lose game 5. So game 5 goes to them. Huge game 6 on our hands. I mean, do I have to run an 8-man rotation? Do I have to do that? Like, is that what it needs to take to do this? I'm going to do it. Game 6 in Cleveland, I should say, to send them back to Houston. We're not going to take advantage, are we? Wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe, take the lead back, take it back, run away with it. And we are going to force a game 7, 142-140. Montez Buzelis, I've seen him in the top of the box score at the last 2 games. 19 points per game in the playoffs so far. All right, man. Game 7 in Houston to go win this championship while we can. And it looks like we have the lead right now, but that doesn't mean anything. And we are going to hang on to this lead, I think. Maybe. Close game, but we do beat them. So we won a championship before this roster is going to get worse. That's what matters. Obviously, getting one championship is some things teams don't even see. So Amin Thompson, Finals MVP. Cleveland Cavaliers would take them down. We lost no games until we got to the finals. So exciting stuff. Glad we got that out of the way, but I think we still have quite a few years left, and I'm kind of nervous about what the team is going to look like going into next season, because I know we're not going to be able to re-sign Alex Sarr, Montez Buzelis right now. We're going to get hard capped. There's just too many guys making money right now. So we're going to go ahead and fill out this coaching staff, and then we got to figure out how we're going to free up the money. Right now, I'm leaning towards trading Jabari Smith Jr. because he's making a ton of money, and I don't think it's warranted on what he's giving us. I think Buzelis has been better. Which is why I'm kind of leaning towards trading. And then Jalen Brown is someone that is on a 1-year deal that we could maybe trade him for like a couple of guys. Like maybe we go that route and save a bunch of money there. So on draft night, I just have a feeling we're going to get hard capped before we even get, because like Jalen Brown's making $65 million, which is great. I want to keep him, but we have to accept reality that Alex Sarr, free agent, Montez Buzelis, free agent. Both of them are going to ask for money. They just are. Jabari, 11 points per game. I do like him, but Cameron Whitmore, Tari Eason are guys that are making cheap money. So I think at this point, we got to try to dump Jalen Brown. I don't know what. We get no offers. Not surprised. Jabari, on the other hand, let's see what he gives us. I don't know if anybody is giving me like anybody really good. RJ Barrett, Walker Kessler, Zubac in a first-round pick, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray in a first-round pick, Tyler Hero, and Michael Porter Jr. That doesn't really save me any money. That's bringing in money. Mark Williams, Rachimura. So I don't mind this trade where it's pretty much okay. We're not really saving much money there though. Market in Mitch Robinson. I guess let's just see what free agency looks like. Let's just see what happens. I'm not gonna like rush anything just yet. 30th pick. I really don't care. Sign whoever you want or draft whoever you want. At this point, JJ MyEras, no thank you. Player options, nothing going on there. Qualifying offers: Mike Shasky, Montez Buzelis, Alex R, Cam Scott. Cam Scott's someone I wouldn't even mind bringing back, but he hasn't really been able to play for us. But free agency, let's see how much they're asking for. And $40 million and $36 million. Alex R, we have to keep him. We have to, but we can't, which is I figured would be the case. So we got to find a way to free up money because we don't have a center without Alex R. And Montez Buzelis, we got to figure out something. I knew this would be the problem, so we got to dump Jaylen Brown somehow, free up money. And then I think we also got to dump maybe like Gafford. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things we have to do here because guys are just making too much money here. Jaylen Brown, it was great to get a championship with you, but I'm going to try to move on from you here first. So a couple options here that I don't mind. First option is Mitchell Robinson and Bryce Sensabaugh for Jaylen Brown. That frees up, you know, like $30 million or so, which is great. Another option I do love, but I also am questioning whether we should do it because we need to save more money than this. Shaedon Sharpe. Shaedon Sharpe is pretty legit. First round pick in Shaedon Sharpe. It's great, right? Don't get me wrong, but I think the better option is Mitchell Robinson and Bryce Sensabaugh. And I hate to say that because I just think we're going to need depth at this point because we're not going to get... it's going to be hard to re-sign everybody, and this is going to save a lot more money than that Shaedon Sharpe trade would. So I hate to do it, but I'm going to do this trade, and then I'm going to try to squeeze a first out of them as well. Even though at this point, it actually doesn't matter. We don't need a first-round pick. Let's just go back to the original trade because, like, first-round picks, what am I even going to do with it at this point? So Jaylen Brown, thank you again for your services. We can also do this one, like Dash Daniels, Maxey, but Kawhi Leonard. But I'm going to do this one with Robinson and Bryce Sensabaugh. Shaedon Sharpe was very tempting as well, but we needed to save money, and we did that in this trade, and we get two guys who can be rotation players, which is great. Gafford also becomes more expendable now that we have Mitchell Robinson, although I could say that Mitchell Robinson is someone we could also dump because he's making $25 million opposed to Gafford making 30, you know, or 12. Like, maybe we could dump Mitchell Robinson now and keep Bryce Sensabaugh. Maybe we do that. So, Zubac, Rui Hachimura, we got Unique, I don't know how to say that name, Aaron Bradshaw. So we could save a lot of money by getting Aaron Bradshaw on the team. Austin Reeves could save money there as well. Miles Turner, Caleb Gaskins, and then Alexej Pokusevski, Isaac Okoro. Okay, so Caleb Gaskins in a first-round pick. Let's see. Is he going to have to get paid next offseason? No, he's got like 3 years on his rookie contracts. So we're going to do this trade because Gaskins might even keep developing. So we're going to do that trade to save even more money there. And now we should get to the point where we should be able to re-sign Alex Sarr, I think, hopefully. So we'll re-sign Alex Sarr and hopefully Montez Buzelis as well. I wonder if it's going to let me re-sign both. I'm not sure if it will or not. But if we can, that's a W. So we are able to get both back, which is great. So we knew we were up against that salary wall. Cam Scott, on the other hand, I can't sign him back. At least not yet. Okay, I can give him that, though. So Cam Scott is someone that I would love to bring back as another depth piece. I had to underball him a little bit. But I think everybody's locked up for the long term. I'm pretty sure there's no one else that needs to be paid anytime soon. Yeah, so next 2 years, we got everybody locked up. So that's great. That's a good sign. So we got 2 years of this left, at least. But we'll have to figure out what we do after that. So we did lose Jaylen Brown, which really sucks. Don't get me wrong. But we had to make that consolidation trade. We had to do something. So player progression, we have Alex Sarr to a 91. Obviously, had to pay him. Montez Buzelis 87, 84, 83, 80, and then Cam Scott 80. So Jabari is still on my radar as someone we could maybe trade away because we could also slide Montez Buzelis down to that 4 spot if we wanted to. So we still have a lot of options here, but I'm going to let the season play out. At the trade deadline, if I stop to trade Jabari, I will show you, but not 100% sure we will yet. I'll show you what we do, but 1 championship down. Obviously, I would love to get more. We did have to make the roster maybe just a little bit worse with trading Jaylen Brown away. 5-star proficiency still, though, so still a good team in their own right, and Montez Buzelis steps up to that 87 overall small forward spot. So solid rotation still, not complaining by any means. We'll go 9-man rotation. I'll see you guys either at the trade deadline or at the end of the season, depending on how things are going. 66 win team this season, so there was no need for me to stop at the trade deadline to do anything. Really love where we're at this point. We do have Amon Thompson making an All-NBA third team, which is great to see. Sarr is making an all-offensive first team on the Bucks, and then Amon Thompson not here this time around. But we are the first seed in the West, so things are looking really good this season. As I said, 66 and 16. 26 from Jalen Green, 20 from Amon Thompson with 10.5 assists, 17 from Kevin Whitmore, 15 from Montez Buzelis, and then Jabari Smith Jr. still 12 points per game. But I did extend Tari Eason and also Daniel Gafford to the contract extension deadline, so I kept both of them around because obviously two guys I want to continue to keep. We get the Memphis Grizzlies in round 1. They still have Trae Young as their 6th man. They have Taylor Hendricks now. No Jaren Jackson anymore. I don't think they had him last year though. But we are going to beat them in 5. So I feel like we're the best team in the West right now. So feeling pretty comfortable about just simulating through and maybe just getting straight through the conference finals. And we are going to sweep the Jazz. Now we get the Mavericks. We have Luka, Bilal Coulibaly, John Collins, Duran. So still a solid Dallas team, but we are better. Beat them in 6. And now we get the Pacers. We have Josh Giddey. So they have Tyrese Haliburton and Giddey with Cooper Flag. Okay, very, very good Indiana team. So I'm not going to sleep on this team by any means. I'm going to go ahead and click somebody current round, but I'm going to be ready to click this stop button if needed. But no need to. We beat them in 5. So we win another championship, 2nd year in a row, even after trading Jaylen Brown away. So, I mean, this team is locked up. So we are able to continue going. Like, there's no need to make like another big move in the offseason. We're going to keep it going. Let's keep the roster the same. No need to like do anything crazy here. So let's go to the lottery, although this isn't going to matter for us. I don't think we have any picks at this point. Detroit pick ends up being 29 that we got in that one trade. But I don't care about adding 2 guys at the end of the bench at this point that aren't going to play at all. But yeah, 2 championships in a row. Obviously, I would love to just win out for the rest of the video. Champion after champion after champion. That would be cool. But we'll see if we could continue that because eventually we're going to have to keep resigning guys. But I think at the contract extension deadline, we could keep like stopping and like resigning guys. So I will just recap that every time I do. Gaskins will sign back. No qualifying offers. And I, again, believe no free agents to worry about either. So really exciting. Obviously, we can't sign like Tatum or anything like that. So we're not going to do anything crazy there. No money. We have like no money. We're basically, locked into what we have. So that's fine. I don't know if I'm expecting anybody to continue to develop here. We're kind of, at the point where this team is locked in. We know what we have. And I don't know if guys will continue to go up and overall, but if they're going to here, I'll take it. So player progression. Let's see what it's about to look like. So progression, we got Alex Sarr up to a 94. So I was wrong. Even have a bigger progression from Alex Sarr, which looking at it though, he's having 12.5, 11 rebounds and 2 blocks last season, shooting 39% from 3 as well. Yeah, dream center to replace Şengün with, or to, replace Şengün with Alex Sarr was the best move, I think. So feeling good. Let's just go ahead, get into next season. Let's go see if we win another championship. And now we get Amon Thompson winning an MVP award, which is amazing to see. You love to see it. So makes all NBA first team. Amon Thompson is being that guy here at this point. Maybe we should have got his brother in this video at one point. That would have been cool. But 24 points, 21, 15.5, 15, and 12, and 1.5 blocks. 15 from Whitmore, 12, 10.5, 8.5. So everybody, I believe. So Bryson Zbaugh, someone who is a free agent. Per 36 average, obviously at 20 points per game, but 12 points on 48% shooting from 3. Really nice to see. Probably wasn't taking many, but Warriors in round 1. They have Jaden Ivey, Kyrie Irving off the bench. No Stephen Curry here on the Warriors anymore. I'm assuming he retired. Somebody come around against them. Can we win our 3rd championship in a row? The Jazz in round 2. We took care of them last year. Let's see if we can do that again. And we are going to beat them in 4. And now we get the Thunder. Obviously, the Thunder are going to be a tough task, but I'm going to click somebody come around again. Clicked game on accident, and we are going to lose to the Thunder. So the Thunder, of course, are a team that you can't be too disappointed by losing by. Shea is your Finals MVP. The Thunder are that team, man. They're just really good. Joel Embiid retires, a 76er. Chris Levert retiring, Chris Dunn retiring. Lottery time. At this point, lottery doesn't matter for us. 76ers have the #1 overall pick. Embiid said, I'm calling it a day. We suck. But let's go ahead, fill out this coaching staff, and we're going to go ahead and continue this train going. So sucks we lost in round, the conference finals to the Thunder, but to run into them, it's to be expected. So let's go to player options. Let's see if we got anything going on here. I'm pretty sure everybody is still locked up other than Sensabaugh, which I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to re-sign him. Let's see how much he's gonna ask for. Jalen Green's asked for $54 million. So that's another guy who's a free agent. I mean, obviously I would love to re-sign him. Is it gonna let me? No. So we're at the point where we can't even keep Jalen Green, looks like. So yeah. All right. So we have another potential big move on our hands, and I think it's easily gonna have to be Jabari. Jabari, we're gonna have to dump you, my man. Thank you for your services, but I'd rather keep Jalen Green over you at this point. So we need to free quite a bit of money here. So anybody offer me like a trade where I could free up money so we can get Mark Williams, Isaiah Joe. It's not great. Kobe Walter, that would be an ultimate salary dump there. Jalen Duren, I like the idea of. We get a 1st round pick as well. mean, if I can get Jalen Duren and resign Jalen Green, I'll do it. I don't know if it's going to let me. No, we still don't have enough money. Still don't have enough money. So, okay, now we could sign him to that. So, let's try that again. 45 million. I don't know if you'd accept that. He declines. Okay, so yeah, he's going to have better offers than that. So, we can't really gamble here. Then we're going to have to dump Gafford now. Or he could dump Jalen Duren. But I do like the idea of Duren. Only a 1-year deal, though. But, like, Scott and Gafford, maybe we could just dump them. And that would probably free up enough money. It sucks to lose them, but we obviously got to keep Jalen Green here. So, if anybody wants to give me like a straight dump, that'd be awesome. Kobe Walter. So we free up like $9 million in this trade. Yeah, I'll do this. We get a top 3 protected pick, even though at this point I don't really care about picks. But Jalen Green, I can offer him a contract now, and we're going to be his number 1 offer. Okay, so the big thing, keep Jalen Green. That's what matters. So Jalen Green is re-signed, and we're good. So now it's just a matter of Sensabaugh, which, again, don't think we're able to re-sign. Yeah, so Sensabaugh is going to be gone, which I kind of figured would be the case. So Sensabaugh, thank you for being here for at least like a year, but you're going to be gone. So power forwards now, I'm going to move Bazelis to the 4. He's like 6'11", so he could definitely do that. Now, he does go down like crazy. Wow. Never mind. We're going to leave him at the 3. We're going to leave him at the 3 because he goes down way too much. But we're getting to the point where the roster is only going to keep getting worse. Actually, with little time left, we have like a couple years left. It probably won't be that bad. I think we have 2 more seasons. So this season, it's still a solid team. I like the addition of Jalen Duren as well. You can back up Alex Sarr. Maybe we could play Jalen Duren at the 4, which would be kind of bizarre. But I don't know. Let's see what this rotation is going to look like for the second to last season, because we're at the point where we've gotten a couple championships. The Thunder are the one team that I'm always going to worry about every year, I think, because they're just that team that always beats me. But right now, this is what your rotation would look like. Still a really solid rotation. If I ran an 8-man rotation this year, I'm going to go ahead and do just that because I figured the rotation would get thinner. We got Gaskins who could play minutes if somebody fouls out. 5-star proficiency still. I'll see you guys at the end of, year number 9 at this point. Let's see how things go. We do get another coach of the year here with Ime Udoka. So, if nothing else, we've had a really successful couple of awards throughout the season, especially with Amin Thompson. But in the season stats here, 24, 22, and 10, 17, and 11, 17, and then 15 and a half. But the Thunder are the one team that I stress about here if we're going to, get stopped by anybody. But we do get the Timberwolves to have Luka Doncic now in round 1. So maybe the Timberwolves take us down here, but we do beat them. The Thunder get eliminated by the Kings, so we don't have to worry about the Thunder this time around. The Blazers no longer have Scoot or Sharp. Instead, it's Hawkins and Daniels, okay? Brendan Miller, Jaren Jackson, unique. So, very, very interesting team. The only, Blazer remaining is Anthony Simons, okay? Good team in Portland, and we're going to beat them in 5. Okay, the Grizzlies now. John Morant, Cade Cunningham, who had a great game yesterday. Kwame Evans, Josh Green, Hendricks, Mitch Robinson. We beat them. We do beat them in 6. We're in the finals. So we get another finals appearance. Toronto, Collier, Anunoby, Barnes, Siakam, Bol, Ace Bailey, Bryce James, and Kareem Lopez. Somebody current round. We win another championship. We do. So another championship under our belt. Amin Thompson, Finals MVP. 1 more season to go. That is our 3rd championship of the video. Let's see if we can make it a 4th one in this last season. Time for this final season as we are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. 25 points from Jalen Green, 23.5 from Amin Thompson, 19 from Bazelis, 19 from Alex Sarr, 11.5. We did lose Cameron Whitmore, so the rotation got a little bit worse, which is why I have the team is still decent, don't get me wrong, but we did get a little bit worse by losing Whitmore. Didn't have enough to afford him. So Dallas Mavericks, LaMelo Ball, VJ Edgecombe, Patrick Baldwin, Jabari, and James Wiseman. Very good team in Dallas. Would not be surprised if we get bounced out in round 1 here. But we are going to sweep them, so never mind. And now we get the Thunder. So the Thunder, as long as they have Shea, they're always going to be really tough to beat. So we'll see what happens here. But we beat them in 6. Okay, could win a championship at the end of the video. The Warriors have Shaedon Sharp, Wiggins, Cameron Boozer, Garuba, Whitehead, Grady Dick. Good team. That's a solid team. We are going to make it back to the finals. We get the Bucks. So the Bucks still have Asar as well. I was about to say, it'd be really cool if it was Asar versus Amin to end the video, but no, it's not. He's not on them anymore. But they have Scoot, they have Jaren Jackson, they have Mo Bamba, Castleton, or Castle. I don't think Castleton is actually his name. Someone told me. And then Miles Fuentes. I don't know how to say that name, but it's a good team in Milwaukee. Do we win another championship in the video? We do. We win another one. That will be the last season. We get 4 championships in this video in totality. So, really solid 10-year rebuild. Feel really good about what we're able to do. I mean, I was kind of set up already. Good, really young core. Got a few draft picks at the very beginning, and the rest was history. So, had to make some trades, though, obviously, to balance the roster as much as possible. Paying all these young guys this much money is impossible. But in real life, not every young guy is going to work out and ask for like $40 million, right? Like, that's not going to happen. That's just how 2K works, unfortunately. But thank you guys for watching. As always, hope you enjoyed this one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.